Greetings, everybody, and welcome to our devotions today. It's the end of the week, it's Friday, and I hope you're going to have a wonderful weekend. Well, today I want to tell you about something that happened when I was 30 years old. It's just the other day, and and my wife and I, with our two little children, were transferred, if you like, to Grahamstown, or Makanda as it's called these days. And I was asked to be the chaplain at Kingswood College. Well, I'd never been to Grahamstown before, and we went with all our furniture and we, etc. They delivered it to our door, and we arrived there, and there was this little house on the corner of the street in Grahamstown where we were going to stay. And as we walked up the pathway to the front door of this house, we saw that the door was open. And as we went in, there was somebody sweeping the floor and making the place clean and tidy. And this gentleman, we didn't really know him, but we discovered that this was the chairman of the district. He was the bishop. And his name was Howard Kirkby, and some of you may remember him. He died some years ago. Well, here was the bishop, or the chairman as they used to be called in the old days, of our district, who was in this minister in training's house, cleaning it up for him so that when he arrived, everything would be nice. Well, that made a very deep impression upon Priscilla and me, that here was this man who was a leader in the church, being prepared to pick up a broom and to sweep the house of this young minister, a true follower of Jesus. You know, Jesus said these words to his disciples in Matthew chapter 20, reading from verse 26. And he said, instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. Just as the Son of Man, that is Jesus, did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. Well, in a very humble way, Howard Kirkby was being a servant of this young minister and his family. Well, we know these words quite well, that he who is the greatest must be the servant of all. But do we really check ourselves about the way we live our lives? Do we let them go deep within us and affect the way that we live? When you think of Jesus, you can't think of anything that he did that was not for the service of others. He says, I am among you as one who serves. He made that dramatic action in the upper room when he went from disciple to wash their feet, even washing the feet of Judas. He served the one who was, in so many words, his enemy. When he was dying on the cross, he wasn't doing that for himself. He was doing it for you, and he was doing it for me. He was serving us by giving his life in love as a sacrifice for our sinfulness. Jesus led the way for others. Well, can we ask ourselves, how much of what I do is in order to serve? Paul once wrote, he said, do not only think of your own needs, but think of the needs of others and what you can do for them. And how much of what I do is really in service for others? Not to make ourselves great or to make ourselves kind of important, but simply so that we can follow in the footsteps of Jesus and to live in the spirit of Jesus. Because as we do that, we know that we find the true meaning of life. Jesus called it life in all its fullness, which is to think not only of ourselves, but of the needs of others. And so when we are busy about our daily lives from day to day, we can ask ourselves the question, is what I'm doing now of any service to others? Am I doing this just for myself? Or am I doing it in order to meet the needs of others? Of course, there are times when we must do things which are just for ourselves and which we need to in order to be able to find fulfillment and in order sometimes just to relax during a busy period. But at the heart of us needs to be that desire. Lord, show me where I can serve others. Help me to use the gifts or the talents or the time that I have in order to be of some use to others. And it can be the smallest things: making something for someone, visiting someone, a phone call. These things can mean a huge amount to people. And so we hear the words of Jesus, that the greatest among you will be the one who serves. May God give us all opportunities as we go into today and the days ahead. And may He help us to be more aware of what we can do, and so become His true disciples. So may God bless you. Keep serving, and the Lord goes with you. Bye for now.